tuned to today's show. Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome back to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you. And today it's just me in the studio, and I wanted to talk about something because this question comes up a lot from what I hear from women and men, a lot of women, and they say, how can I quit my job and do something that I love? And so a lot of the work that I do is helping people to reinvent their lives, to really live intentionally. And this is a big topic. So I decided to devote today's whole show to this topic and talk about my own journey on how I quit my job. And I'm going to get real and give it to you, strong and straight, what I did, what worked, what didn't work, what I did right and what I did wrong, because believe me, there were plenty of things that I did wrong. And I don't believe in mistakes. I believe everything is a lesson along the way. If you've ever heard me speak before or watch any of these shows before, there was gifts in all of it, but there were definitely some things that I did wrong that I want you to be able to learn from. And then what I'm going to share with you is 6 steps on how you can quit your job. So if you're feeling like I'm done giving my best to somebody else, I'm ready to start giving my best to me, because that's where I was. That's how I was feeling. I get you. I understand that. And so I'm going to make it a lot easier for you to process through the thought process and the actual journey of doing this, if you really want to do this. And I'm going to highly encourage you. If you really want to do this, you need to do this. You absolutely need to do this. You should not be spending any of your today doing things that don't feed your soul, don't fill you with passion, don't feel like you're living on purpose, don't excite you. What I say is, you want to be living your life where you're jumping out of your bed every day, excited about the day in front of you. And you should do what you love and love what you do every single day. And so I'm going to share it to you from the physical, practical, logical, realistic side. And then I'm going to also share it with you, the steps on the metaphysical and the spiritual and the intentional and universal law side of it as well, because both of those things are integral in making this happen. You really can't do the one without the other. What I notice and have observed is there are a lot of people out there who are very spiritual, but they're not making money. They're what people say is they spend too much time in the lotus position meditating and manifesting and meditating on it, but they're not enough in action. And then sometimes the action takers are too much in the throes of it without really tapping into what's really important and what really matters. And they get lower vibrations going, and they get mired down in the muck of busyness and doing, and don't spend enough time sitting back and actually being. And so when you do that, it allows the creativity, the decision-making, the ideas, the visions, the clarity, focus, and direction to come in. So it's really important to have both of those factors going on at the same time. So I'm going to do that with you today. How does that sound? All right. Before I get into that, let me share a couple of other things. I want you to stay till the very end of this show today, because I'm going to do a powerful mantra meditation for you. Oh, hey, Jack, how are you? Great to see you here. Hey. Anybody else who's watching the show, if you've been here before, say hi to me. Welcome back to the show. And if you're new here, welcome to the show. Tell me your name and where you're from. I'd love to get to know you. So, by the way, you can catch this show. We are live every Monday at 11:03 a.m. Pacific time on E360 TV, on YouTube at I Have Today with Diane Forster, and here on Facebook at I Have Today with Diane Forster. Facebook is where I get to see your comments and can answer your questions and mentor you, because we've got a Mentor Me Minute segment that's coming up a little bit later in the show, where you can get whatever's going on with you, questions, things you're pondering, things you need help and support with. You can get live coaching from me right here during the Mentor Me Minute segment. So we'll have more of that in just a moment. But anyway, stay till the end of the show, because I'm going to do a powerful mantra meditation that's going to help anchor in everything that we're talking about today. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you some super exciting news about what's going on with us here. We have a live event coming up August 28th through August 30th called the Have It All Life live virtual event. And we are living in interesting times right now. So we're not meeting in person, or, only small groups are meeting in person, but this is an epic live virtual event. This is not a webinar. This is not a summit. This is an actual live virtual experience where me and my team will be here. We will be on the stage, and you will be in the comfort of your own home for 3 days. This event is for the ladies only. Sorry, guys. Where you're going to spend that time with me, and we are going to go deep, and we are going to go in, and we are going to bathe and nourish your soul and spirit. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the 8 key areas of your life, assess where you are, and then we're going to look 1 to 3 years and where you want to go. And I'm going to teach you the 8 principles on how you can get everything you want. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter where you are in your journey, doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter what the circumstances are. There has never been a better time to do this. And this is going to be the personal development event for women who are looking to live a happier, more fulfilling life, personally and professionally. And when you invest in yourself, this time in yourself, we do it for a variety of reasons. And one of the reasons is, we want community. Well, that's done. You're going to have an amazing community there. We want amazing content. I got you covered on that. And then we want enhanced opportunities. We want to learn how we can be more, do more, have more, make more, live more, give more, and love more, and truly just enhance our lives. And that's what this event is about. And when you learn this formula, these 8 principles, and you see how to integrate them into your life, you're just going to start manifesting things in your life a whole lot quicker, faster, easier, funner. And you won't recognize your life a year from now because you've learned this formula, or 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because it's by doing this inner work. The mindset work must come first. You're the reason that you don't have everything you want. You absolutely are. And I know this from my own life and my own experience. If there's not something working out for me, it's because of me, right? We all live in this great, big, beautiful world, but it's what's going on in our heads, our mindset blocks, our limiting beliefs, our negative self-talk, our story that we tell over and over again, and our lack of being intentional, our lack of taking control of the wheel that is our life, and instead be living in the robotic mode of uncertainty and waiting for the lead, to follow the leader. This event is going to give you the empowerment, the clarity, the focus, the specificity that you need to literally catapult and change the trajectory of your life. And when I talk about this, it's so important to say this to you, that this will be an unfolding. You will have many ahas. You will have many discoveries. You will have many light bulb moments. You'll have all of these things. I can see you now. I can actually see it all happening in the room. Oh my God, it's so much fun. But what's going to happen is you're just going to start moving and changing the trajectory of your life, like I just said, through these incremental ahas and awakenings. When you get specific about who you are and what you want and why you want it, the universe goes out of its way to bring it to you. It's lightning lightning fast. And I'm going to have amazing guest speakers on, and I'm going to have people sharing their stories of their reinventions and their transformations and what's happened to them. And so you're going to have so much inspiration to go off of at this event. And I know I'm talking about it and talk about it and talk about it. Can you tell I'm really excited about it? Like, I can't wait. So it's less than 3 weeks away. We're having a flash sale on tickets that ends at midnight tonight. So hopefully you're watching this live. Today is August 10th. So the flash sale ends tomorrow. So you need to click on the link, which we're going to show right now, where you can get in and get access to this event. So hurry up and go to myhaveitalllife.com/experience 2020, where you're going to have the breakthroughs of a lifetime. And you're going to leave this event so different than when you showed up at it. And you've got the amazing swag box coming to you. So make sure you include your shipping address. And this swag box is really intentional, just awesome goodies for you that is going to help facilitate your transformations during the event. And then you have them for the rest of your life to use. So they're just luxurious and amazing. So, and the guidebook to the event is going to be in there as well, so that you can follow along. But get in early. So here's the thing. We're closing down ticket sales early, because if we don't do that, then we won't be able to get your swag boxes to you in time. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have your swag box at the event. So don't delay. Clear the calendar for the weekend of August 28th through August 30th. You're going to be in the comfort of your own home. More details to come, but get in there right away and don't hesitate. And bring a friend. Let your friends know about it too. Let other women colleagues that you know who would love an experience like this do the mindset work. It's literally the thing that's stopping you from having everything you want in your life. All right. So excited about that. Okay. So let me share with you our intention statement. We do these every single week, and we create wallpaper on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official, where you can screenshot it, use it as your screensaver. Hang on, let me get mine up here and show you what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah. So I read these, and I've had this one on for a couple of weeks because I just love this one. It's, I have today to boldly affirm my dreams into reality. So I see this, and every time I click on my phone, I see this, and it anchors it in and it affirms it. Oh yeah, I have today to, boldly affirm my dreams into reality. Well, today's is really special for you too. Okay. Today's is, I have today to live my dream. You absolutely have today to live your dream. And so I'm going to pivot here a little bit and talk about the art of intention and affirmations and being intentional about what you want. If you have a dream or had a dream, the moment the dream comes into your mind, it's already done vibrationally. The universal energies have already gone into work, into collaboration to bring that thing, that person, that experience, that health, that body, that money, that community, the home. I don't know if I said home already, but whatever it is to you, because you're not thinking it, you're receiving it. It's coming in, you're receiving it. So by the time you have a dream, by the time you have that thought, it's already done. And I'm going to talk about this deeper in being really intentional with it when it comes to quitting your job and creating your dream life. All right. Because I'm going to share my journey, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and how things started really to manifest. So stay tuned, stick around, take notes if you want, because I'm going to also share the 6 action steps that you need to take to be able to quit your job. All right. So let me share my story of how I quit my job. And I'm going to tell you what I did, where I was, and then what I did right, and then definitely what I did wrong, which you got to laugh about. You absolutely have to laugh about. Don't beat yourself up for quote unquote failures. There are lessons along the way, and they've been there to teach you something. Okay. So when back in, I want to say it was 2014, when the idea, well, let me back up a little bit further. I separated from my former husband in 2012. We got divorced in 2013. And my children were freshmen in high school when we separated, and then sophomores when we got divorced. But they, basically from freshman year on, we split custody 50-50. And at the time, I was working at ABC. I had been working at ABC for many, many years. And um, I had already created and invented the Spifter and was experiencing success in with that business and with that product, and things were sort of happening there. So my mind was opening up to entrepreneurship. It wasn't something that I ever considered before, but I was learning so much through the creation of the Spifter. If you don't know what the Spifter is, we're going to run a commercial for it in a few minutes here, but the Spifter was this kitchen gadget that I created. And so I was starting to learn a lot. And I was also in the throes of my spiritual awakening and had already started a meditation practice and a journaling practice, and really was dialing up my intuition, my psychic abilities, my abilities to really receive. It's like this portal, the portal literally was opening up. I don't know if you believe in chakras or energy centers, but my eighth chakra, okay, which is the soul star right here. It's like this portal that comes in, and I was receiving all of this information. And so I started really tapping into that. And during my meditation, things would come up, and then I would journal about it. And so I knew I wanted to reinvent my life. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't have any idea, but I knew that I wanted to make a change. I knew that there was more for me. I was meant for more. And so I would just journal. I would just write about it. Poetry would come up. Ideas would pop in. I was writing a lot. And so 2 years after my bathroom moment, and if you don't know what that is, go to my website at dianeforster.com. It's all in my about area, telling me my, peak emotional experience. That was truly my awakening and changed everything in my life. But 2 years after that, in August of 2013, I woke up with a poem in my head called I Have Today. And when I finished writing this poem that started, I have today to love and be loved. I have today to be gentle and kind. I have today to start fresh and new. I have today to nurture my spirit, mind, and body. I have today to see things with new eyes. And it just kind of went on and on like that. And it was an awakening going, wait a minute, all I have is today. So I could see this vision in my mind so clearly of I Have Today Productions, which is what I have now, right? This company. I could see me speaking. I could see a book. I, saw me on stages, saw me on TV show, and saw me helping people who didn't know their self-worth discover their true divinity, power, and purpose. And wham, the connections all came together. The dots all connected. And so I said, oh my God, I'm supposed to help other people who don't know their self-worth discover their true divinity, power, and purpose, right? And so the pieces were kind of coming together. And I'm getting to a point here. And so I knew I wanted to do this, but now I had to figure out how to do it, And so here it is 2013. And so I started thinking, all right, well, maybe I'll start writing the book. I started writing, I started researching, I was reading everything I could. I was attending every event I could and really delved into personal development, self-help, spiritual awakening. And so in 2014, a year after I wrote the poem, all of these ideas were percolating in my head. And I thought, I need to come up with a plan. My twins are going to be graduating high school. I knew I wanted to move to California. I, was thinking about where do I want to move to LA? Do I want to transfer with a company? But San Diego was really calling me. I kept hearing over and over again, San Diego, San Diego, San Diego. And so I left that open in my mind and just kept noodling with the idea, noodling with the clarity, and sort of gave myself this time frame. When it started coming in, I'm going to be really honest with you, I was like ready to jump and ready to go in 2014. And my kids still had a year left of high school. And I thought, well, they'll be okay. They're living with their dads. I hardly see them now anyway. They're in their, teen years. So all they're doing is hanging out with their friends, and they're at school all day long. And then I'll just come back and visit them. And so I started thinking that way. And I thought, no, 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 I'm not ready. And the signs were, I need to wait. I want to complete this part, and I'm going to wait. And so I started putting a plan together. What am I going to need? What am I going to need financially? What am I going to need to do? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? What am I going to do? And so my plan was that I'm going to be able to save enough money that if nothing happens in 3 years, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And so that was in my mind where I went with it. So I waited until my twins graduated, and their last day of high school was my last day at ABC. And I went into action mode, and I sold my house. I had an estate sale and sold everything in my house. I went on college tours, college tour with my daughter. I got my twins off to college in August. I actually had the QVC appearance that summer. And a few things happened with the house. The house sale fell through twice. And now here I made plans to move Labor Day weekend. And I moved cross country without my house sold. And I said to my realtor, I'm leaving this in your capable hands. I'm in go mode. I made this commitment and I'm going. And so that's what I did. And so during that time, once I moved, I went a little nuts in the beginning. I mean, I had freedom for the first time in 32 years. I joined a boating club. I lived at the beach. I had a lot of fun. I went to networking events and I met, so many people. And it really was this amazing transformation of life. And it was completely different than anything and everything that I knew before. And so I started the work also. I hired a book writing coach. I started writing my book. I was attending every event that I could. I went to 33 networking events during that first year and really delved into a lot of things. I got certified as a coach, as a mentor, as a mastermind facilitator in NLP, and started doing all of these other things and was really, really in it. And then things started to really take off. And so slowly but surely, 2016, my book came out and I started speaking, getting interviews. I started coaching in 2017, more speaking, more interviews, started hosting events in my home initially, then started, branching out. So now we're at the point where we're launching this amazing live virtual event, and progress and progress and progress just has started to happen. But there were a lot of bumps along the way, and I'm about to share them with you. And I hope you're listening to this story and you're kind of picking up some things and getting ideas for yourself. If you're in the middle of a reinvention or have done this before, or you're thinking about a reinvention and you want to quit your job and stop giving your best to somebody else and really start giving it to you, work really hard for yourself instead of somebody else. And I mean that in the best way, to really be living your purpose, your goal, your dream, your desire, whatever that is. So that was the practical side of what I did. The spiritual part, the metaphysical, law of attraction, manifestation, metaphysical side of it was I tapped into everything that I possibly could. I was meditating every single day. I was writing in my journal every day. I was affirming every day what I wanted. I was visualizing every day. And I was speaking every day as if this was already happening. And I remember I would say to people, I'm going to live in San Diego on a cliff overlooking the ocean so I can see the sunset every night. Like, that's what I desired. That's what I wanted. Well, sure enough, despite all those bumps with everything that happened with selling my home and moving out, I lived on a cliff overlooking the ocean, and I got to see the sunset every night. Like the universe provided exactly what I asked for. And so many other things like that manifested. And, I saw the book, being done. I saw me speaking on stages. I saw the TV show. I saw these things and I kept affirming. All of those things came true. Then other things started to come in. I put a TEDx talk on my vision board and I manifested that in 6 weeks, and so many other things, so many other amazing people that I've met, things that have happened because I used that gift, the talent, the spiritual beings, the resources, God, all my angels and guides, my power, my inner being, and my mindset, my emotions, and language, my visualization, the art of going within in a meditation and really getting crystal clear, using my dreams, literally every tool in the toolbox to help facilitate that. Now, remember what I talked about, that some people, are really spiritual, but they're broke. And then there's really driven people who are, successful, but they're not happy. There is a balance between there. You can't just have the one without the other. You need to have both sides of the coin. You do. So think about what you're doing in your life, what habits you could be changing to help tie in both of these: meditation, writing in your journal, creating vision boards, using affirmations, listening to guided meditations, watching, productive television, things that are going to help you grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Tap into anything and everything that you can. But at the same time, be an inspired action. When you get a little hit, like someone keeps popping in your mind, like, God, I should really text that person, text that person, do it. You get something like, I'm curious about this. I want to research this, research it. Take the inspired action. That is your guidance telling you what is the next right step to do it. And I talk about this a lot, progress, not perfection. And if you do 1% better every day, that the ROI in your life is going to be this massive increase at the end of a year, 3,778%, right? 1% better every day. Action steps. All right. So what I did right is I planned for almost a year. I also hired a mentor coach to help me get all the noise in my head, all the ideas in my head out on paper and clear and focused. That was so instrumental. I didn't do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. There was no way I could do it. That's why you hire coaches, to help you do this, what you can't do for yourself. So powerful, so impactful. And that really gave me the clarity to pick that date, and make that plan and move things into action. I made sure that my kids were okay. They knew the plan. They knew what was going on. And like I said, they were so involved in their teen years in high school. And so they were totally supportive about it. And then I wrote a lot, like I said, very intentionally, very focused on what my life looks like, what I want it to be, my goals, my dreams, my desires, my intentions, all of that. Those were things that I did right. Okay. Things that I didn't do wrong. Okay. I made some bad financial decisions. I definitely made some bad financial decisions. And I learned so many lessons along the way. If something seems like it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Trust your gut. That's what I learned from that. I wasn't trusting my gut enough. And I fine-tuned that tuner and got that in check. And so that was one thing that I definitely did wrong. And a lot of the reason why that happened is because, and this happens to entrepreneurs a lot, I had shiny object syndrome. And that is, you're focused over here. We're creators. Most entrepreneurs are creators. If you know anything about the colors, we're yellow, where we just want to create and do. And so we need to fill in those other aspects of the squares. And so shiny object syndrome happens to entrepreneurs a lot, because you create your projects and then you want to move on. Okay. So you're always pivoting, or not always, but often are pivoting in other different directions. And then what happens with that is you lose the focus on what it is you really want. And that eats up your time, which you only have today. That's a distraction. It takes away from your focus. You lose the momentum that you're creating, and it's just not good. It's just not good. So I was one of those entrepreneurs that I told you, 33 events in my first year. Like, I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. So I definitely had shiny object syndrome. Another thing that I did wrong, and this is so important that you get, I was chasing money. I was chasing the wrong thing. right? Money mindset issues. I've had ton of have a ton of them still, had a ton of them, right? It's prevalent in most people. You know, my friend Brian Ridgway was on. He did a money spell break on me a couple weeks ago, and it was so powerful. And I did money on purpose because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of these money spells that we have to break, right? So when I switched the focus and the direction off of that, so much more clarity came in. And so I'm keeping it real. That was something that I had in the initial part of my, quitting my job, my reinvention into entrepreneurship. Um, and then I kept thinking that I had to learn more. You have that syndrome? You ever have that? I know you do. That's so I deal with this all the time. Like, I don't know enough. I don't know. I'm not ready enough. Like, there's more I need to know. And so I'm going to tell you right now, you will never know everything that you need to know, that you think you need to know, because it's an unlimited universe. All the information that was ever created since the beginning of time up to the year of 2000, imagine all that information. That amount of content and information is created in our world today every 2 days. It's just impossible. You can't. There's just too much content out there. There's too much information. So just know, on one hand, you can never possibly know it all. Now, here's the other one. And this is the most important thing I want you to understand. You already know everything. You already know everything. It's like the example I gave when a baby learns to walk. Okay. The baby is born not walking, but within like a year's worth of time, the baby catches up to the knowing. They had the ability all along. They had the knowledge all along. He or she had the knowledge all along. They just had to catch up to the knowing. So here's the thing. You already know it. You just don't know that you know it yet. Okay. So you already have it. So when you tap into what it is you want to do, your dream life, it's doing what you love and loving what you do every day. Trust me that the knowledge is already there. Trust me that you already know way more than you think you do. And that what you take for granted as just matter of fact, because it just comes so easily and effortlessly to you, is pure solid gold to somebody else. It's not coming to them easily and effortlessly. That's part of your wheelhouse, your skill sets, the things that make you unique and special. So just know that you already know everything that you need to know, and that someone will pay you handsomely for that knowledge. Isn't that so cool? And then I'm going to go back to validating what I said earlier and the things that I did wrong. It took me a while to trust my gut. And this is when I learned, this is my belief. We have three minds: our head, our heart, and our gut. The truth is that our heart is truly the first mind. When you feel things here, it feels really good, or it feels heartbreaking, right? That is your first mind. It truly is your first mind. The gut is when you just feel that you get that intuition, right? You think it's coming from your head. It's not. It's all coming from here. And when you don't trust your gut, that is a telltale sign. Go with that, whatever it is. If something doesn't feel right, trust your gut. It's your guidance system. It's your inner being guiding you through your life. Yes, no, right, wrong, this way, that way, all of that, right? The mind up here in your head, this is running your life. That subconscious hard drive that's in your head is running your life. And you're only operating on a conscious level like 5 to 10% at the most. And that is your thinking mind. And that is responsible for keeping you safe, keeping you right, keeping you in fear, protecting you. And so when you feel it here first, your gut, go with it. Because if you don't, the head is then going to kick in and put you in that fear-based thinking. And that is stopping you from creating your dream life. That's keeping you held back in that job, in that relationship, in that body, in that living situation, in that marriage, in any area of your life where you're not feeling fulfilled and happy. that's what's happening. So it took me a while to learn to trust my gut. All right. So that's the list of things that I did right and I did wrong. And we're going to take a break for our sponsor. But then when we come back, I'm going to give you the 6 steps on how you can quit your job. So stay tuned. Don't go away. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. All right, so get your Spifter at Amazon, and especially during these times of COVID, you want to be able that you're not using your hands to sprinkle your spices, right? Germ-free food. So many other amazing benefits of it. All right, let me give you the 6 steps to quit your job. Number 1, get clear on your numbers. You need to know what you need to replace in order to be living your life, supporting yourself, roof over your head, clothes on your back, food for your family, all of those things. Get clear on your numbers first. You need to know what you're going to be needing to replace. And then, of course, planning for more. I mean, that is the goal and objective of doing this for most people, right? So get crystal clear on your numbers. Okay. Number 2, get clear on what you want to do. Assess your life, assess the things that you love to do. Here's what I love doing. Here's what I'm really good at doing. Okay, so it's a circle. Here's what I love to do. Then there's another circle that intersects it. Here's what I'm really good at doing. And then there's a third circle that here's what people will pay me to do. And in that tiny little center part of that circle is your dream job, your dream life, your dream career. It could be several things. It probably is several things. So do that. Get really clear on what you want to do. All right. Number 3 is do your research. Find out what's out there. Find out if what you want to do already exists. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. If somebody's doing what you want to do, or there's competition in the space, that's a good sign. That means there's a market for it. Okay. So do your research on what that is, and then ask yourself, where is there a gap solution or opportunity? Where might I fit in a niche that nobody else is doing that ties in the circle with what I love to do, what I'm really good at doing, and what people will pay me to do? So research, research, research. All right. Number 4, meditate. You knew I was going to say this, right? This is how I start every single day of my life, in meditation, okay? Meditate. When you get your mind quiet, you do deep breathing. You shut off that monkey mind. I told you, the thoughts, the ideas, the brilliance, the ahas, the inspiration will start flowing to you. So get quiet every day. Don't just get up and go, go, go. Sit down and meditate for at least 20 minutes every day. All right. Number 5 is affirm. Create affirmations as if you're already doing this thing that you want to do. And it's okay if you don't have it all clear just yet, right? Affirm how you want to feel. I love that I get to wake up whatever time I want every day and go do work that I love to do. I love that I get to be around people. I love that I get to make money easily and effortlessly. I love that money just flows into my life through multiple sources. I love that I get inspiration every day. I love that I'm learning and growing every single day, so those are some of the generic ones. Then you can get more specific. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a TV show that's seen by millions of people all over the world. Okay. I'm affirming that big time. I love that I get to create this company and brand. I get to create this live event that's filled with hundreds of amazing women getting so much value and so much inspiration. Okay. Affirm, affirm, affirm. And you can affirm out loud, should affirm out loud, speak as if it's already done, and definitely journal it. Write it down. Pen on paper makes things happen fast. All right. And the last, certainly not least, is pick a date. Pick the by when date that you want this to happen. Like I shared with you, I picked Labor Day weekend in 2015 and I moved Labor Day weekend in 2015. It happened. Everything lined up. So those are the 6 steps. All right. So now stay tuned, because now what we're going to do is we're going to move into our Mentor Me Minute, where I'm going to answer your questions live here. If you have any, put them in the chat box here on Facebook, or Kelly's going to pull them from the ones that we get emailed all the time. All right. So here we go. I just love the Mentor Me Minute. All right, lay it on me. How do I stop absorbing everyone else's emotions and taking things so personal? James. Oh, nice to hear from you, James, in Arizona. Oh, this is a big one. Okay, so most of us are aware or becoming aware in our awakening that, oh, this is really resonating with me. And I'm getting a pain in my head right here, right now. I wonder if you have that, James. So I'm sending you healing energy. That's so wild. Oh, you know what I'm hearing right now? I'm hearing a lot of people have this. Oh my gosh, Spirit's big time in the house. Okay, how do I stop absorbing everyone else's emotions and taking things so personal? All right, let me give you this, and I'm going to try and be succinct as possible. There's something in you that believes you're not worthy. There's something in you that believes that you're not enough. Whether it was your parents when you were young, maybe making you feel bad, telling you weren't good enough, or your grades weren't good enough, or you were a bad boy, or something like that, that I feel a lot of things anchored in you. You're an empath, and so you need to figure out a way to create a safe zone. So I'm going to share mine with you. You can use this one, or you can choose to take your own. Whenever I'm in a situation, whether it's professionally or personally, where I feel like somebody's energy is coming towards me, I do this visualization that I am in a glass bubble, a big round circle, and it's stained glass, like in a church. It's beautiful colors, right? I can see out, they can see me, but they can't penetrate, right? And I feel so safe and protected in this bubble. And so you could do something like that. Maybe you make it a clear one, right? Whatever it is. Then also you can just see when the energy is coming towards you, imagine it bouncing right off. It's not penetrating you. You're not letting it in. All right. Another thing you can do as it's coming in, their feelings, their emotions, their words, take a deep breath and don't let it in. Breathe in, breathe out before you react. That's my breathe, think, praise, my EED, emotional energy diffuser. You don't have to say anything right away, and you don't have to take it in. So breathe in. Remember, this has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with them. And they're just doing the best they can from where they are. This is about them. It's not about you, James, at all. So I hope that helped. Okay. Do we have another question? Oh, I'm so stressed out about money. How do I get this out of my mind? Jessica in Ohio. Hey, Jessica. So again, this is a huge thing, and most of us have money issues, emotions related to it. Like I said, I had Brian Ridgway on a couple of weeks. He's worked with billionaires. Okay, billionaires have money mindset issues. Can you believe this? On down. This is a daily muscle that you have to work, because they're so ingrained and they're so anchored in. We need money. It's our currency. This is what we need to live on. And yet here's the thing about this currency. It's just energy, like everything else. So for you, I'm going to tell you, do anything you can to take your mind off the money. Stop focusing on the rent or the mortgage. Stop focusing on the bills. Stop focusing on what might happen. Stop, I'm picking up on you. Stop thinking, oh my God, I'm going to end up homeless, or I'm going to lose everything, or I'm going to end up living with my parents again, or, things are going to fall apart, or I'm going to lose my job, or any of those emotions. You are projecting worry into the future, which is fear, false evidence appearing real. It's not real. Breathe in right now and get present with where you are and know that you have everything you need, and trust and know that by focusing on it, you only exacerbate it. You make it worse. The universe knows two things: one word and one emotion. The word is yes, and the emotion is love. So if you're focusing on money worries, guess what the universe is giving you? More money worries. Yes, you're saying, can I have more of this? And the universe is going, here you go. Here's more of it. Focus on abundance thinking. This is how successful people, wealthy people operate in their lives, right? They don't focus on scarcity mind thinking. They assume the money is going to be there. They operate from a place of giving. So again, go back to what I just said and the 6 steps for quitting your job. Use the 6 steps for getting rid of your money mindset issues. Get clear on the number you want. You want to make $100,000. Be focused on, what does life look like at $100,000. Do a monthly budget. Put all that money in containers. Well, this much is for living. This much is for saving. This much is for investing. This much is for giving back. Create the space for the money to flow in. And get clear on what you want to do with the money. Do your research, meditate on it, affirm on it, and pick a date when you want that money. Oh my God, did the 6 things for that not serve here too? This is so awesome. My gosh, Jessica, I hope that helped. Okay, let's do one more question today. Let's go for it. Okay, this is from Mary in North Carolina. My emotions are all over the place and I have no idea why. How can I manage feeling hypersensitive? Well, I understand this, Mary, and you are not alone. Thank you so much for your courage in asking this question, because there are millions and millions and millions of people going through this right now. With everything that's happening in the world right now, we're all on these emotional roller coasters, hypersensitive. Weird stuff is coming up. We're crying for no reason. We're angry for no reason. We're lashing out for no reason. We're exhausted. We're truly exhausted. You are going through a transformation right now, as we all are, of this saying goodbye to the old, mourning the old, the way of living, the way you lived, and what was going on in your life in that moment, because you were just in this programmatic, robotic way of living. So many of us were, right? And the whole world stopped at once. Rug got pulled out from us. And now we have to figure out what's next for us. And so this is hugely an emotional time. This is the time to trust. This is the time to go within and ask, all right, well, what's next for me? What's important to me? What do I really want? Because I don't have a day to waste. I'm going after it. I want love in my life. I'm going to start dating. Or if you're in a relationship, I want a happier relationship. I'm going to start working towards making that a happier relationship. I want more money and time freedom in my life. I'm going to start. What does that look like? What does that feel like for me? Get really intentional on asking yourself those questions, okay? And when you feel the emotions, go with it. When you feel like crying, go in a corner and wail. Scream in a pillow. Literally let it come out. It's trapped energy in you, and it's trying to come out and release itself from you. Okay. It's trying to let go. A lot of stuff is bubbling up, right? So you think of the debris that's out there. I'm using what's happening in the world right now. And I know I'm going over a minute. I always do. But what's happening in the world right now is as if we lived in this big, huge, giant house that's called living on the planet, right? Now everybody's in this big, giant house. And all of a sudden, the electricity's not working anymore. It's shorting out everywhere. The plumbing is shot. The drywall is crumbling off the walls. The floors are all warped. The windows are coming loose. The roof's ready to cave in. And it's literally unsalvageable. That is my analogy for what's going on in the planet. So what do you do when things start crumbling that way? you level them and you rebuild, right? Sad to say, but 9/11, Twin Towers went down and they got leveled, the pieces of the rest of them that were standing got leveled down and we rebuilt. And I know that's a hard analogy to hear, but how emotional was that time in life too, right? So there's so much emotional stuff going on because life as you knew it isn't happening anymore, and it's never going to be the same. It's going to be some new version. So there's a mourning grieving process going on. So go with it, feel it, and then empower yourself. Know that there's nothing wrong with you. It's totally normal. Get rest and get in nature. Get your feet in grass or on the sand or in the ocean, but just go with it and flow with it and know that you are not alone and you're so loved, and this too will pass. I promise that it will. Okay? So I want to thank you guys for writing in those questions, and send me a private message in Facebook and give us your shipping address so that we can get you out your very own I Have Today mug. Okay? All right. Oh my gosh, the show went by so quickly. So before I get into the mantra meditation, just let me do a quick recap. At the beginning of the show, we're going to show the banner again for you. We are hosting the Have It All Life live virtual event. It's August 28th through the 30th. And the link for that is myhaveitalllife.com/experience 2020. Again, hurry up and get in. It's coming up quickly. The flash sale tickets are expiring tomorrow night on the 9th at midnight. This is your chance, ladies. You definitely want to be at this event, okay? Life-changing, all right? That, and then we talked about how to quit your job and live your dream life. And I shared with you my story and then what I did right and what I did wrong. And then the 6 steps that you need to start implementing and what you need to take right now so that you can quit your own job and create your dream life. All right. So let's get into the mantra meditation. I do these every week if you're new here, and this is a great way to anchor in everything that we talked about to heal you on a spiritual, mental, let me start that again. To heal you on a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical level. Literally by doing this, it's transformative. So, so powerful. So I want you to sit with your feet flat, hands on your lap, eyes closed. And what we do is we take in 2 deep breaths. We breathe in for the count of 4. We hold it for the count of 4, and we blow it out like birthday candles to the count of 8. We're going to do this twice. And then all you need to do is listen to the words. So here we go. Ready? All right. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4. And then breathe it out for 8. Okay, let's do it again. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4. And breathe it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to know that it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. I can live my life any way that I want to. My dream life. I can do anything I want. I can be anything I want. I can have anything that I want. That the current situation of what's going on globally does not affect me personally. I don't take in those emotions. I don't take in that energy. I don't take in the fear, doubt, worry, guilt, shame, anything negative. I stay focused on me and what feels good to me. I stay present and in gratitude. I am so thankful for this life, for the breath in my lungs, for this opportunity to go and create whatever it is I want. I have today to understand and know that when thoughts and dreams and visions and goals come into my mind, they're already done vibrationally. I've received them. So then I can take inspired action to go after those dreams. I can create my dream life. I can create the dream job that I love to do, doing what I love, that feeds my soul and spirit, that helps so many people who can't do what I do, who will pay me well for me doing what I do. And that's good and that's valuable. And I have today to get crystal clear on what that is and what I want my dream life to look like, personally and professionally. My home life, my health, my love life, my career, my money mindset, my family, my community, my fun, everything. And I will use my today and carve out time every single day to focus on that through prayer, meditation, and journaling. I'm going to go within and do the work so that I can present myself in a much bigger way to the world and allow my dream life to come to me. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So if you'd like to get more meditations, you can go to my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster, where I have other mantra meditations there. I have manifest love, manifest money, manifest success, manifest happiness. Make sure you send in your questions to us at dianeforster.com/mentor me so that I can mentor you live here on air. I hope that you got value out of the questions that I answered today. I hope you got value out of the show, and that if you're stuck in a job that you want to quit, that you have the tools and resources to now do it. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Take care. This is Diane Forster. Bye-bye.